I have to admit, when I first started seeing the trailers for She-Hulk, I wasn't really blown away. It wasn't exactly clicking with me. It didn't seem like something I was going to thoroughly enjoy, but I was wrong. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, so don't worry. I'm not going to ruin anything for you. And if you haven't seen it yet, let me know down in the comments how excited you are to see this. And if you have seen the first episode, let me know what you thought of it. Now, I have to say, this is a very lighthearted comedy type series. It's not something that needs to be taken very seriously because it's not that kind of show. Now, Tatiana Maslany plays She-Hulk, and she's Bruce Banner's cousin, and Bruce has to teach her the ways of being a Hulk and how to control her powers and her changing and all this other stuff. And what happens in the first episode is basically like an origin story, and it really sets the whole thing up. And I love the chemistry between Mark Ruffalo and Tatiana Maslany. They mesh so well together on screen. I was actually blown away. I don't know much about Tatiana's career or what she's been in, so I was a little worried about her acting skills in this role, because let's face it, Mark Ruffalo has been doing this for years, playing the Hulk, and I thought for sure he was totally going to overshadow her, but she went toe-to-toe with him and felt right in place of where, it almost felt like she was playing She-Hulk for years. Like, she really fit into that role well. I really like the banter between the two, you know, how family can get, and you're sitting there agitating each other or saying things to pick on each other. That's exactly what happens with these two. It just seems like a typical family thing, you know, when cousins or sisters or brothers, you know, relatives get together and they fight and quarrel and call each other names and things like that. That's exactly what happens here, and I think it's perfect. Now tell me you can't relate to that. Now, I will say there were some technical flaws in the show, and when I say technical, I mean like CGI. Some of the CGI was really, really good at times, and other times really bad. But I don't want to criticize them too much for it, actually, because it is a TV series. It's not a multi-million-dollar blockbuster movie that's going to theaters. I mean, it is just a TV series. So considering, I guess, they're going to have a certain budget, the CGI was good. I enjoyed it. You know, again, I'm not trying to pick a series apart that doesn't have the same budget as the major Avengers movie or something. But part of me feels like that's not the direction that they wanted to go with this series anyway. Even if they could have made the CGI or the situations different, I'm not sure it would have fit with the tone of the show. But it's also hard to tell you what the tone of the show is going to be after only one episode. So things could change quite a bit after this. I'm really hoping that they maintain this throughout the series, because if something falls off or something just doesn't match up with the first episode, I'm going to be really disappointed. But as far as starting the show out, it really got to telling the story quickly, so I'm hoping they continue that in future episodes. Now, I laughed a lot. I thought this was funny. It was quirky and kind of corny at times, so in that regard, if you're not into quirky and corny, this probably isn't for you. But I like quirky and corny. I grew up an 80s kid, and that's all we got was quirky and corny. So quirky and corny works for me. Long story short, I thoroughly enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was great. Perfect? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But it was funny, and it's exactly what I needed at the end of a workday. Leave your thoughts down below on She-Hulk. Are you excited to see it? Have you already seen the first episode? What did you think? Do me a favor, drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.